Hi everyone, today we're going to be looking at how to stitch with Purl. For this we will need a piece of Purl, a pair of embroidery scissors and a pair of Goldwork scissors or metal scissors. Purl is a stiff wire that is a very tiny coil. So to work with Purl you have to stretch it just a little bit. So we're going to take both sides and stretch it. We then need a length of yellow Gutermann's thread from fingertip to elbow that is then threaded through a size 10 or size 12 embroidery needle with a single knot in the end. We are stitching our Purl around a piece of felt padding. If you'd like to know how to do felt padding, visit one of our other videos, we will link them below. And for Purl, we pop a stitch over the top of the Purl, making sure it's the same width as the Purl, and then twist it back into place, making sure that your stitch lines up with either the first or second groove of the Purl itself. And we then want to stitch every 2 to 3 grooves along the Purl, making sure that the thread sinks in between the gaps. And we do that by lining up the angle of the stitches so that the thread sinks between the gaps and you cannot see it at all. Purl has its name because it supposedly looks like a string of pearls when you stitch it down. At Hand and Lock we use a variety of Purl called Liserine, which means that it's super smooth whenever you're stitching it down. On the surface of the metal there's not a huge amount of kind of surface variation, it's nice and smooth across the surface. There are other different types of Purl that are available, but at Hand and Lock we use the Liserine one the most. The Liserine is what we use for the projects that we do for clients, including the military and the royal family. And as you can see, we're stitching every 2 to 3 millimeters, keeping those stitches nice and small, stitching every 2 to 3 grooves and making our way around the felt padding. Purl is a beautiful edging technique that can be used around the edge of a shape or also just to highlight features and details. And it's quite a sturdy material as well, so if it does bend and it does get kinks in it, you can bash those out with a pair of scissors and warp it back into shape. Whenever you're stitching Purl around a shape, you want to go around the edge of the shape. It is quite hardy, so you can stitch it before you do the embroidery on the inside of the shape. It will keep it shaped quite well. You can always use a malure if you want to bash it back into shape if it's gone a little bit wrong. When you get to the end of your Purl line and you are ready to finish your piece, you want to make sure that you're applying your stitches right at the very end of the Purl. This will secure the end of the material. You then want to use a pair of scissors to cut the Purl to shape. This is quite a nerve-wracking step, but you just want to make sure that it's nice and evenly lined up so that you've got no overlap and no obvious join. You then finish off your thread with 3 little tiny stab stitches to finish off your thread, which will secure it, and then cut away your excess thread. Use your malure to then smooth over any stitching marks or any lumps in your Purl, and you'll have a completed Purl outline.